Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a speedy review of the brand new YSL Youth Liberator Foundation. If you guys don't know about this foundation already, it is based on the same technology as the YSL Youth Liberator Skincare Serum. It's marketed as a serum foundation. It comes about 18 months after the launch of the very popular Touche Eclat foundation, which I also did a review on, which I'll link in the info bar below. Now, in terms of the consistency of this foundation, this is a much higher coverage than the Touche Eclat foundation. I know there'll be people asking for comparison reviews of them, but to be honest, they are two very different beasts. The Touche Eclat is very, very lightweight, very glowing. It's more of a kind of tinted moisturiser level of coverage. I do really like it, but it is a very different coverage and finish to the Youth Liberator. This is a much higher coverage. The finish, although it would suggest the name Youth Liberator, a lot of foundations that have youth in the title or anti-aging tend to be quite dewy, quite moisturising. This is actually kind of satin semi-matte finish. When you first apply it, it does look slightly dewy, but it dries out to a satin finish, although it does have an incredible glow to it. And by glow, I don't want you guys to get confused between glowy and dewy. It isn't shiny, but it really does make the skin look very, very radiant, very youthful, brightening. It really, really looks beautiful. I've been using this every day for the last week since I got it. It is a kind of traditional foundation, liquid foundation consistency, perhaps a little bit thicker. I use 3 pumps to cover my whole face. The packaging is a fairly heavy glass bottle with a stopper on the top and then a pump, so nice and clean. Personally, my favourite way to apply it is to buff it in using a synthetic fibred foundation brush. I liked the sponge, but not so much. If you are going to use a sponge, you definitely want to be using something akin to like a beauty blender, something quite squidgy, so you can really kind of blend it into the skin. Instead of a harder sponge tends to be a little bit difficult because it isn't the most moisturising of products. That was one thing that surprised me about this, is that if you do have drier skin, you'll definitely want to use a very moisturising primer or a good moisturiser underneath it. If you do have oily skin, however, it probably means that it will be a very good kind of all skin type foundation. So if you use a very good primer underneath and then powder over the top, you can also probably use it with oily skin. Having said that, I don't have oily skin, so I would recommend getting a sample if you do have oily skin. In terms of staying power, for me, this is incredible. Most foundations stay on throughout the day. This one stays looking really, really gorgeous throughout the day. It keeps that glow. My skin is actually pretty good at the moment, so whilst using this, I didn't really need any other kind of concealer, maybe a little bit under my eyes, but that's it. It does have very, very good coverage. It's medium to high coverage. I don't have any breakouts currently, but in terms of covering redness or any discoloration, it does that perfectly. It's also formulated with vitamin E, which is an antioxidant, and SPF 20 if you guys are concerned about having SPF within your foundation. Price-wise, it comes in at £34, which is probably on the most expensive end of the foundation spectrum. Fairly disappointed with the price, considering that the Touche Eclat foundation actually came in at originally £28, but I believe it went up to £29 this year, so it is a full £5 more expensive than the Touche Eclat, probably because of the skincare elements added to it. I know skincare technology within foundations usually makes them more expensive, so if you're looking for an affordable foundation, this is not for you, obviously. If you are willing to spend a bit more on your foundation, this really is a great one, and I would thoroughly recommend it. I know I'm going to get asked to compare it to my other favourites, including the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua and the Shiseido Perfect Refining Foundation. This is as good. I think it's one of those foundations that will stay amongst my probably top 5. I've had so many compliments on my skin in the past week since I've been wearing it, and the staying power is slightly better, I have to say, than my other kind of favourite foundations. However, it does feel a little bit heavier on the skin than the Chanel Vitalumiere. If you're looking for something super light that you're not going to feel at all, then the Chanel would definitely be my recommendation. If you are looking for something a bit higher coverage and that has a little bit better staying power, then this really is great. I honestly can't recommend it enough. I think it is a wonderful product. Yeah, so I hope this review came in useful to some of you if you're looking to buy it. I would definitely recommend it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, and welcome back. It's time again for another monthly favourite. There's a little less time between this video and my last video because